Hey, I'm Dr. Toby. Welcome to the Rehab Mobile channel. In this video, I want to show you how to start addressing a hip strain or strain to your groin. If you felt that extremely tense or sharp discomfort or just burning and throbbing sensation in the front of your hip and you know that it's a strain, this is going to be helpful for you because I'm going to show you the introduction to some basic rehab activities that we do with patients to help them make a full recovery at the start of having a groin strain. So stay tuned. And if you're new to our channel, hit the subscribe button because we make videos on how you can stay healthy, pain-free, fit, and mobile. And if you want to live your best, feel your best, and even look your best, we make videos to help you do just that. So stay connected to us by hitting that red button. Thanks in advance. So let's get right into today's topic. All right, what we're going to show you today is step one or level one exercises to help you relieve discomfort in the hip. And we are going to show you what exactly you need to do when you've had a strain to your groin. So most of the time it's going to happen if maybe you've hyperextended, or you've overstretched the muscles in this anterior region. You feel a lot of pain, discomfort when you're walking. So anytime you're contracting muscles in that area, you probably feel tightness or discomfort or pain or sharpness or shooting sensations. It can be an array of symptoms. Maybe it's even been swollen and tender to touch and gotten red. Well, I'm going to show you some basic things because part of what happens when you get an injury like a strain to your groin is the tendency is that yes, you definitely need to rest and use some ice to help it out, but there's also some things you want to do to facilitate healing nutrients coming to help strengthen the integrity of the tendon or the ligaments or whatever has been affected by the strain. So I'm going to show you some basic stuff that's really low level. And when we're talking about this kind of injury, we want to really understand the phases and the progressions, right? So what's necessary for me to do on day 1 is going to be different than day 14. And so I can't be doing things on day 14 that I was doing on day 1 and thinking I'm going to get to 100%, nor can I do things that I should be doing on day 14 on day 1 thinking that I'm going to just power through it and just push through it and make the strain better. You're going to make it worse. And so what you want to focus on is, I'm going to demonstrate this on the ground, but for those who aren't able to get on the ground, you can do the same exact stuff on your bed as well. So really basic stuff. We're going to start off with a what's called a heel slide. So I would start off in this position, and this might be, depending on how severe the strain is, this may be difficult for some people. And so you may have to find a different sleeping position. If you want to see good sleeping positions, hit the other videos on our hip pain series playlist to see the videos on how we show you to sleep comfortably without having pain, even if you have a groin strain. So let's assume on my right side is where I have the discomfort. What I'm most likely going to do when I'm ready to do this activity, which is called a heel slide, I am going to make sure that my foot stays on the ground. Most of the time when people do a heel slide, they want to lift their foot up. But as you can see, I'm activating my hip muscles here, and so that's going to be really difficult. So you want to just make sure you're sliding your heel back. And I am not going to do this too many times. I'll probably do it 5. If I have a really severe discomfort, I might even do it 3 times, give myself a nice little rest break, and then from there do another set of 3. But I really want to make sure that I'm just kicking my foot out. Now the surface of your whether bed or your ground may make it difficult to do that. You don't want to just move right into lifting that foot up because you're going to be activating those muscles and straining them. So when we've strained our groin, we've probably overstretched it, and then asking it to come back together too soon and too quickly and with too much force is going to be a problem. So you want to avoid that. Now the other thing that we really want to do, I'm going to use a pillow to demonstrate this, is we are going to do some squeezing of a pillow to help our actual hip abductor muscles, which are in a similar region. They're going to help to protect our hips. So let's show you that real quick. I have this pillow right here. So what we're going to do is same position. We can even do this in sitting. So I could actually sit down and do this, but I'm going to have my legs here and I'm going to just squeeze the pillow gently and holding it for 2-3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. Again, we're not trying to overstress it because we've already had the tissue that's stressed. So we're not trying to overstress it. We are trying to deliver increased blood flow, deliver some healing nutrients, and improve the quality of our joint. So when the joint gets stiff, especially if you've had this sharp pain or the strain in the hip, you're going to not be inclined to move it. You'll be a little bit more cautious and timid, and that's not necessarily the best for the hip joint. It's not going to get as good blood flow and circulation, and obviously you don't need to be moving it, in a crazy fashion, but you still do need to have some movement, and this is going to help to make sure the joint doesn't just compound issue after issue, from strain to stiffness and other things. So squeezing that can be helpful. Again, it can also be done while you're sitting down. Really the same concept. So I'll just show you that really quick so you get an idea. You can simply sit and do the same thing. You're sitting here and you're squeezing. Again, we want to work on those supporting muscles, the muscles that surround the groin, not necessarily the groin muscles itself. And this is going to be a helpful place to start. Now, if you are in a place where you're actually able to do this last exercise, which I'll show you, and I can even use that pillow for my head. What you're going to do is you have your legs in this position and you just march gently. Lift your feet up a little bit. You don't want to do crazy high number of repetitions. Again, we're not trying to overwhelm the tissue, but we do want to encourage some blood flow. And so just lifting up a little bit. If that feels comfortable, it's a good place to start. So that's part one of what you want to do at the beginning or the acute phase of a groin strain. And this is by no means prescriptive because everybody has a different presentation of how far they are in the process. Like I said, if you're on day 1 versus day 14, there are specific things that you may be doing. And even your day 1 may be way below the threshold of what things I'm showing here. So if you're somebody who's been having this hip pain for longer than you should, and you haven't been able to get the right kind of help, you've only been taking medications. Medications aren't going to solve everything. They really will only mask the problem, and they should be used in complement to help you actually rehab whatever was injured, because the medication is not going to change the structural integrity or challenges or issues that have occurred. So if something has been overstretched, medication is not going to change that, although it will help with the inflammatory response and helping to decrease some of the pain and discomfort. But you still got to get something done to help it. So if you want to get some specific guidance on what you need to be doing that's prescriptive for you, then hit the link in our description to talk to a PT first. The conversation is 100% free, and all you got to do is answer a few basic questions, and we'll be able to tell you exactly where you are in that recovery process and get you set up to get help for exactly how you can move forward to get back to doing the things you want to do. So if you found this video helpful, like it and leave a comment. Let us know in the comments what was most helpful for you about it. You can also share with somebody who you know will benefit from it. And thank you again so much for subscribing. See you in the next video.